but I'm going to be rooting for the shot in the dark.
All right,
But
cool.
the match is starting. I'm Brad Nelson. I'm here with Gerard Fabiano, and this is the quarterfinals of the SCG Charlotte Legacy Open. We've got Richard Johnson playing Ad Nauseam on your right, and David McDarby playing Sneak and Show on your left.
Yeah, McDarby loves his Sneak and Show deck.
Yeah.
And he's been doing pretty well with it. So let's see if he could, maybe take home a trophy this weekend.
I think it's going to be a tough one against Richard Johnson's Ad Nauseam Tendrils deck.
Yeah, I think Ad Nauseam's favorite in this matchup.
Yes.
It's the combo is much more difficult to disrupt.
Yes.
And it has cards like Duress
And Thoughtseize.
and Thoughtseize. So it's
And out of the sideboard it has Dark Confidant and more hand disruption.
Yeah, I really like the Dark Confidant switch because lots of times the players are forced to take out their removal spells.
Yeah.
Personally, for me, when I play against these type of decks, I'm aware that they're going to bring Dark Confidant. So, I wouldn't want to leave in, for example, Source of Plowshare, but leaving in a card like Vindicate is fine because even if they don't have Dark Confidant,
You can hit a land.
You can always hit a land and stuff. So we got a couple of tweets coming in.
Right.
Keep tweeting if you guys want to see a certain matchup. If you guys have a question, that'll be pretty good.
You would do that trade every day and twice on Sunday.
Oh, really? All right. So, well, it seemed like my
That seems like a legitimate job if you did that 8 times a week.
8 times a week. Yeah, you would. Maybe you could even get a pension.
Yeah, maybe.
Working that many hours. But anyway, I'm not much of a trader, but it was fun cracking all those packs this weekend. So thanks for everybody who supported me cracking those packs, and for the people who tweeted in that they cracked packs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Supposedly one guy bought a pack because I was like, hey, why don't you guys crack some packs? It must have been his local card shop. He got nothing, but his friend bought a pack and got a Sword of War and Peace.
Ooh.
Yeah. So pretty
lucky guy.
Yep. All right. So it looks like these guys are about to get started any minute here. So once again, Richard Johnson is on the right with Ad Nauseam. David McDarby on the left with Sneak and Show. So and the thing about Sneak and Show is a deck that each week is pretty much the same exact build.
Yeah.
You might change one preordained
it's very
for
difficult to switch cards around.
Days or maybe a extra spell pierce. But besides for that, it's the pretty much 70 of the cards are going to be exactly the same.
Well, the cards need to be that way.
Yeah. So
I don't know about 70. You can definitely switch around sideboard slots.
All right, so maybe 60 out of the 75.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Not too bad.
All right. They're gonna shuffle in each other's decks, and we're gonna get
still
underway with
shuffling.
the quarterfinals. So many matches of Magic this week.
Yeah, I mean
This is our 22nd match of Magic.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, for me it's been a lot of fun. And I know for you it's been fun because we get to if we're not playing Magic, what's the next best thing?
Playing Magic.
But we can't play Magic.
What's the next best thing?
Watching and commentating on Magic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So third best thing, writing about Magic. Fourth best thing,
Dreaming about Magic.
Dreaming about Magic. Fifth, thinking about Magic.
Yes.
All right. So we're on to the match. Enough rambling from us. So Richard Johnson leads off. Let's see what he has. We're gonna
with some permanent Ponder.
Yep. Okay. So Beta, is that a Beta Underground Sea?
That is beautiful.
Yeah. All right. So Underground Sea and a Ponder, and he's gonna shuffle. Maybe he's looking for lands. Maybe he's looking for some action. Well, whatever it was, he didn't like what was on top of his deck. So Richard's gonna shuffle those cards away, and draw a new card. And it looks like he drew a land, and he'll pass the turn.
Yeah.
Ooh, right. David McDarby drew an Emrakul.
Let's see if he can sneak it into play.
Yeah, maybe a turn 2 sneak, a turn 2 show.
I remember last time I saw this deck, it was running Seeding Song. They just cut that.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that must have been a while ago.
It was about 6 months ago.
Yeah, I don't remember this deck really running the Seeding Song, but regardless, here's another Ponder.
Infernal Tutor land.
Yeah, I think you got to keep that Infernal Tutor.
Yeah.
Usually pretty important to setting up your combo. Polluted Delta gets sacrificed. Now both these players could just, go get their non-basics. Don't have to worry about Wasteland. Historically in Legacy, most combo decks aren't really going to be playing Wasteland.
Yes.
They're going to be focusing on what they want to do rather than trying to disrupt what your opponent's trying to do.
How much is a foil beta or a beta Underground Sea going for?
Expensive, but I can only imagine a foil one would be much more expensive. So,
what? That's a $1,600.
Yeah,
that's just $1,600.
That's just crazy. Yeah. All right. So
that's $1,600.
Yep. So David should just cut his deck. All right. instead of just slides
Wasn't
the
it
deck
like
over.
a couple hundred like a year ago? Wow.
All right, so we'll see what the next move is going to be here. David's pulling some cards to the front. Plays an island. All right, turn 2 show. Ooh.
He just snapped those into play.
Richard snapped it. Swamp. All right, so
All right,
Richard's going to have to go off this turn.
This is the turn.
This is what I said. It could be a 6-turn match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's still insane. 1300.
Yeah, this is turn 3. So there's Dark Ritual.
Beta Dark
wow.
Ritual too.
Richard's hand's really good. Did you see it? It's Infernal Tutor and
Infernal-
Lion's Eye Diamond.
Oh yeah, so he can just go off.
Yeah, Lotus Petal, Lion's Eye Diamond, Infernal Tutor is the last card.
Wow.
That's insane. This is just
Pitching.
Yeah. Now, does David have a force?
Nope, he just passed it. So now we're gonna go get
no force, no days.
Gonna go get Tendrils of Agony. Or not Tendrils of Agony. Sorry, Ad
nauseam. Yeah. If you got Tendrils of Agony, David would be pretty happy.
Yeah. That is like 6 life.
Yeah. So here's the Ad Nauseam. And, I mean, David just had a great start.
With 6
but
black floating.
It just... Alright. So he cuts. And here it goes. He's going to play the Ad Nauseam. He's going to have 1 black floating after this. So 2, 3... 4, 5, 6, 8. All right, still 8, 9, 10.
Is that enough to kill him?
Yeah, he's in great shape. I mean, he could just keep going for value.
Yeah.
Because there's no 10 drop in the deck, but
Please report to the play area.
Or no 9 drop in the deck because he's at 19.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just counting it up to make sure. Maybe Richard's doing some math in his head as well.
Right,
so he's going to keep going. There's an Infernal Tutor again, Lion's Eye Diamond.
So many Lion's Eye Diamonds and Infernal Tutors.
I mean, he has Ponder, Preordain, Infernal Tutor. Yeah, it's just...
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, I mean, just stop right now.
Mm-hmm. You just play all the Lion's Eye Diamonds, play like 1 or 2 spells.
Yeah.
Infernal, crack it all, and...
Yeah. So I think David's just making sure that... I mean, and plus Richard hit Duress as well, just to, like, randomly if David was, you know...
Well, I don't think he was slow rolling his force.
Yeah, but... You know, some players, you know, maybe like to be sure. All right, so Richard stops there. There's the Duress we were talking about. We'll see what David has. Maybe David's thinking about conceding, so he's not gonna.
Well, they have deck lists.
Sure, but I mean, maybe it's still like.
No.
Oh, he's got a misdirection.
Yeah, but Duress is target opponent.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Maybe David could win. No.
No.
You never know with these combo decks, especially in Legacy. It's crazy.
Yeah,
all right, so he does concede. I was right.
I mean, there's no real value to it though.
No, there's definitely value to do it because like they look at the deck list. And Richard obviously, you know, there's a high percentage chance that he forgot. Doesn't want to remind him about misdirection. Clearly, he's just dead on board. The only way he's not dead on board if Richard somehow presented an illegal deck and actually didn't have Tendrils in his deck.
Well, I understand that, but there's not much value for just conceding and not showing your cards if they have perfect information.
I mean,
on deck lists.
Yeah, but again, the value I'm trying to explain is that he might have forgot about misdirection.
Sure.
Yeah. All right, so enough with this chit-chat. We're going to ask you guys a question and give you guys a chance to win 3 months premium.
All right.
Yeah, so I got the first question. It's kind of a silly question.
I have a silly one too.
All right, we'll give it to you first. Okay, let's go.
Okay, one
But
shot.
I'm really good at rock, paper, scissors, just so you know.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. All right.
Okay, rock, 1, 2, go.
Yeah. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Awesome.
All right, good.
All right.
I lost on purpose because I wanted to go second.
Okay.
All right.
So, High Tide, we watched High Tide a round ago, win the match, and then after that we did a celebratory ritual, and we had asked you guys to join in. It was kind of a dance. They do it at stadiums all the time.
Okay.
What did we do?
Sure. The blank. We're looking for the blank.
Yes.
All right, not bad.
That's
Tweet
the
in
question.
at SCG Premium if you want to have a chance to win your 3 months
Yes.
premium and to amuse Brad Nelson with his question. So,
Thank
all
you
right.
very much, guys. Let's go back.
All right, back to sideboarding right here. So, Sneak and Show, what is he going to do? He's going to
doesn't
bring
have
in definitely the 4 ley lines.
Yeah.
That's like 100%. They're very good against the discard and extremely well at stopping tendrils. So the 4 ley lines, does he care about any of his opponent's blue cards?
The problem
maybe,
is
right?
the ley line does stop the hand disruption, but it doesn't stop the combo because he can just bring in Chain of Vapor and just find a Chain of Vapor.
Sure, but I mean, it's still, he has to find it. He has to.
I mean, it is kind of funny. If he just has 3, he just can't lose. If
So-
your opening hand has 3 ley lines, it's over.
Yeah, so he's going to bring 4 ley lines, and I think he's going to bring in the 2 Pyro Blasts as well. It stops Ponder, Preordain, Brainstorm.
I don't know if he'd want Pyre Blast. I mean,
Well, I think he has enough stuff that he might want to trim out. I'm sure David knows his deck list better, but
Yeah.
it's definitely a possibility.
Sure.
So those 6 cards are a possibility. What about your guy?
all right.
What's
my
Richard
guy's-
going to do?
My guy's definitely going to bring in Chain of Vapor and his 2 Thought Seizes. He's got two extra Thought Seizes in his sideboard. And so those 4 cards are...
He's going to bring in Dark Confidant.
You think he's going to...
Yeah.
Not in a combo matchup.
Yeah, I think he's going to bring in the Dark Confidant.
Why do you want Dark Confidant in this matchup? I think you just want to combo faster.
Just combo faster, not even worry about Dark
I feel like
Confidant.
Dark Confidant is good against decks that can disrupt you, so you can just beat them through attrition. But in a combo matchup, Dark Confidant seems way too slow.
All right, so you're saying 2 Thoughtseize.
Yes, 2 Thoughtseize and at least 1 to 2 Chain of Vapors.
What about Surgical Extraction?
Surgical doesn't seem that good in this matchup.
No?
Yeah, I mean, you can hit, like, maybe if he intuitions, you can, like, break intuitions up with Surgical
Yeah.
Extraction, which is pretty good. So maybe that...
Because that's one of David's main ways to find his combo pieces and his card advantage. Because he's running 4 intuition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also feel like 8 hand disruption is just better.
Okay.
I mean, I would just rather be more proactive if I was in Richard's position than reactive. And Surgical Extraction is definitely a reactive spell.
Okay. All right. So that's fair. We'll see what these guys are thinking. Maybe being on the draw or being on the play. Maybe each player might sideboard slightly differently as
Yeah.
well. Maybe if David is on the play, he may want a Pyroblast to stop a turn 1 Ponder, stop a turn 1 Preordain or Brainstorm. But if he's on the draw, and Richard's just got a Preordain or Ponder,
Yeah.
Brainstorm anyway. So we'll see what happens. Regardless, Richard easily won game 1.
Yes.
I mean, it was a bit scary facing down a turn 2 15-15 Emrakul, but on turn 3, Richard had all the pieces he needed and just went off.
That's the first time I saw him smile. He had such a stone face during game 1.
I actually saw Richard. He was by the Star City booth, and he looked really serious. He was just looking at some cards, and I was just like, this guy just seems very serious. But as you can see, he's lighting up a bit.
Yeah.
All right, you guys keep tweeting in those answers, and we'll announce a winner after this round. Could be after this game.
Could be.
Yeah, if it's a 2-0 for Richard, you never know. All right, once again, I'm Gerard Fabiano here with Brad Nelson. This is the top 8 of the SCG Open in Charlotte, North Carolina.
North Carolina is very beautiful.
Yeah. I got a long drive home, though. That's what I'm thinking about.
I audibled, and I'm going to Roanoke. So you guys will look forward to some testing videos that Jerry and I will do this week.
Cool. All right, so Richard decides to mulligan, and David keeps his hand.
Yeah, McDarby has a chance.
I mean, he always has a chance.
Yeah,
He's got a Star City hoodie on.
that's true.
Yeah, he's actually an employee to Star City.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
Oh, I did not
Yeah.
know that.
yeah. Every time he plays, he's always rocking the Star City hoodie, representing. So I'm representing a Star City hoodie
I am representing one in my suitcase.
in your suitcase.
I should have it out. It's kind of cold here.
I like the temperature. The hoodies are extremely comfortable too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I actually went up to the booth and I wanted to get another hoodie, but they ended up not bringing them. But you could go online, order your hoodie.
Yeah, you can go and order your hoodies at starcitygames.com.
Yeah. I recommend the hoodie over the t-shirt. If you had to pick one. But if you had both, the hoodies are extremely comfortable. So
Yeah, the hoodie's a great fabric.
AJ had like a theory on it, how you can't wash it more than a certain amount of times, or after the first wash, so.
What?
All right, back to the match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like AJ theories. I like AJ.
All right, so Richard decides to keep. Oh,
Ooh, he had the ley line.
ley line. Lotus Petal, Ancient Tomb.
So not only did Richard mulligan, but also all of his hand disruption are blanks.
Yeah.
But McDarby did keep a no basic land draw.
Yeah, and he doesn't want to play the City of Traders because
It doesn't have any value.
yeah, it has no value. And then once he actually draws an island, draws a Delta Scalding Tarn, he's gonna have to, you know, sacrifice it.
You are very correct, sir.
It's actually pretty funny that David only has, you know, 2 islands, 1 mountain, and 2 volcanic islands.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he's playing like 8 sack lands. So it's kind of like a zoo type mana base where you're playing all these sack lands, but so few actual lands that you can fetch
Very
up.
true.
Yeah. All right, there's a polluted Delta, Underground Sea. All right,
Main
so
phase
Richard's
Brainstorm.
going for the Brainstorm. I see a Force of Will in David's hand, which is going to be very important in this game to, you know, keep Richard off any shenanigans with maybe a Chain of Vapor, maybe just a Ad Nauseam, whatever the case may be.
Because Richard doesn't have any counter spells.
Yeah, Richard, instead of counters, Richard goes with the Duresses and Thoughtseize. Historically, that's how, you know, Ad Nauseam decks play out.
Yeah, McDarby definitely knows this matchup. He knows that having a Leyline and a counter spell is very good in this matchup.
Yeah, hold the Force Will, sit behind the ley line,
Yeah.
set up whatever you want to set up, and that's it. All right, so he's going to blow that Lotus Petal. I think he's going to Ponder. Okay. Ponder's a little safer than Brainstorm here.
We found an island. That's good.
He did. And he found Intuition as well, I believe.
Oh, wow. So you can put 2 cards, or you can, or the Intuition's on top of his library.
Yeah,
you
Intuition's on
can't.
top, yep. So he plays that island. That's a nice island. It's like a 8-pack or something?
That's a Guru.
Guru? Yeah, okay.
They're so much easier to have online. They just had a promotional event, like I have like 50 of them.
Cool. All right, so Richard sacrifices his polluted Delta, giving his deck a shuffle. And David just cuts his deck. Let's see if Richard has anything going on for his turn 3. See a Ponder. Not the worst thing.
No.
Kind of set up a draw or so.
I think McDarby's thinking about spell piercing this.
Wouldn't be the worst thing to spell pierce.
No.
Maybe he saw that Richard just drew it off the top too, because I don't think Richard really shuffled his hand around. And, you know, we would have to go to the tape on that. But Richard bins his Ponder, then... I mean, he has a Lotus Petal in his hand. Maybe he should have... Ooh, wow. He could have actually played a land first. Alright, so there's a Swamp, there's a Lotus Petal, there's a Lotus Petal, there's a Lion's Eye Diamond, there is an Infernal Tutor, so he's discarding the Tendrils. Alright, and McDarby's going to force this, I believe. Yep, alright, there's that Force of Will. Now McDarby's going to draw his Intuition. I think he'll maybe play that City of Traders now. He might still want to hold it. He's not really... I guess he wouldn't really get too much value out of it. He just passes the turn. Richard draws. Alright. So there's the Intuition. Alright, so I guess he put the Intuition 2 down. And he's going to go search up... maybe Show and Tells? Depending on what he actually has in his hand. If he has Show and Tell or Sneak Attack already, then he wants to go get Emrakul. If he has the Emrakul, then obviously he wants to go get the Show and Tell. So with the Emrakul or Progenitus, if he Intuitions, once the 2 other Progenitus or the Emrakuls hit the bin, it will immediately shuffle back into the deck. So it really works as a 3-mana instant Demonic Tutor here when he's searching for the big creatures. He's not really losing any of the creatures out of his deck. For example, if he went to go get Show and Tells, he would have to bin 2 other Show and Tells. But if he goes against creatures, he wouldn't have to bin any creature. So again, I'm Gerard Fabiano here with Brad Nelson. We're giving you live coverage from the SCG Open. This is the top 8 of the Legacy portion. We have Dave McDarby on the left playing Sneak and Show, and Richard Johnson on the right playing Ad Nauseam. Richard Johnson won Game 1, and this game is looking pretty bad for him. All right, so Progenitus is going in David's hand. The Emrakul and the Progenitus will shuffle into the deck along with everything else. And David will present his deck to Richard to cut. So that was, kind of what I thought David would do. Intuition, get a big monster in his hand. So if he has a show and tell or something in his hand, he could just slam down the Progenitus and put Richard on a 2-turn clock.
Yeah, Leyline just makes Richard have no answers to anything.
Yeah, no worries really, when it comes to this game. There is there's an Intuition. So he's got an Intuition for show and tell. Show and tell. Progenitus is coming down, and Richard's gonna have just 2 turns to do something.
Oh, he's not show and telling Emrakul?
No, he searched up, and it's gonna be a Progenitus.
Why is that?
Well, he searched for Progenitus, Emrakul.
Oh, so he cut some of the threats out of his deck.
Yeah. Versus Richard, that's what he has to do. He has to go down just to 3 threats.
That makes sense.
Yeah. All right, Progenitus and Verdant Catacombs from Richard. Yeah, to make room for the ley lines, that's often what the Sneak and Show decks will do.
That makes complete sense.
Yeah. All right, so Richard just fetches up a swamp. I don't really know what Richard could do here. I mean, obviously Ad Nauseam is his best draw. He knocks on his deck, and there's a Duress. He cannot play that Duress because it targets the ley line. So he So sometimes people forget about. He was so focused in trying to draw a Ad Nauseam, because I mean, if he drew Ad Nauseam right there,
he might get out of it.
Yeah, I mean, he probably would.
Yeah.
But, I mean, well, not definite, because the Progenitus is... okay, maybe. We'll just go with maybe. But regardless, he was so focused on trying to draw a Ad Nauseam that he drew the Duress, and then he ends up conceding anyway. So, they're going to Game 3. Richard's going to be on the play this time. So, it looks like David's going to his sideboard. Maybe he's going to make a few adjustments since he's on the draw.
That's definitely fair.
Yeah. I think Richard... Yeah, Richard's still definitely a dog here, just because of the ley lines.
I mean, you still are like less than 50%, or you're a little over 50% to have it in play on turn 1.
Yeah.
But he can aggressively mulligan to it as well.
Yeah, exactly. And plus, I mean, it's kind of like a free roll, because say the matchup is, 60-40 in Richard's favor or something.
Yeah.
Then David just has a 50% chance of
having it like at 90-10.
Having like a 90-10 matchup all of a sudden. So... I mean, four ley lines is a lot to dedicate your sideboard to.
But when you know what your weaknesses are.
Yeah, exactly. He must know that, Ad Nauseam's a tough matchup. And it is. We saw Game 1 how David got one of his best draws, but it wasn't enough for Ad Nauseam, just because the only disruption that David really has is 4 Force of Wills and, 2 Dazes and 2 Spell Pierce.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean, he has a couple of misdirections as well, but he doesn't have the disruption that you really need. Versus Ad Nauseam, you really want a hand disruption like Thoughtseize. You want Hemp Torah. You want early pressure with Force of Wills, and I mean the Bug deck was a really good matchup against Ad Nauseam.
Yeah, because it had infinite hand
Hemp
disruption.
Torah, Force of Will,
early pressure.
Yeah, Inquisition, early pressure. But Sneak and Show is its own combo deck, so it's just trying to do its own thing.
You know what you're talking about, sir.
Thank you. All right, so it looks like Richard already presented his deck. David's given a couple more shuffles. David came close a few times recently. We saw him in the top 8.
Yeah.
We saw him going deep in... I think he's mostly a Legacy specialist. Yeah. When he's not working for Star City, takes a break, plays some Legacy, has some fun.
Gets to winning.
Yeah. So, that's good. Gets to be on camera right now. Oh, he'll probably, be at home a couple days from now.
Checking the coverage out.
Yeah.
Like, who is that sexy? Oh, that's me.
Yeah, it's like 9:15, and he's like, I really should be heading to work now. I really should be at my desk, but, I gotta watch this.
Sends the link to all his coworkers.
Yeah, he's like, hey, check this website out, StarCityGames.com.
And then it's just Rick
SCG
Roll. He's like,
Live.
okay, this is the actual one.
Yeah. SCG Live is just blocked at Star City headquarters. Lauren Lee's in the back room, just like always watching it. You know,
Yeah.
she's like the only one who could watch it. Her and Evan. All right, so hopefully both these guys keep, so we see a more exciting game.
Yeah. No,
Ooh.
McDarby sends it back.
All right. That probably means that he did not have a ley line, because honestly,
Did you see Richard like jump up a little bit and get a little excited when he saw McDarby
no,
mulligan?
I missed it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
he,
actually
like-
looking at McDarby.
He shifted in his chair and like looked at the camera a little bit, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm winning this."
Yeah, I mean, his hand might be really strong. What do you think? Do you keep like a really shaky hand, but you have a ley line?
I don't know what shaky means. Like, it depends what shaky. Like, can't do anything, can't play lands, can't play any spells. Probably not.
It's a one lander with no like preordain or ponder or brainstorm, but you got a ley line.
So all it has is just like, it has a force will then probably,
Yeah, it has a force will. It has a force will. It has a ley line. It has like one land.
and an intuition.
That's pushing it.
It has a force and a ley line and
And a
sack
blue
line?
and a blue card. Like it's like force, ley line.
Force done. Yeah, snap yes.
All right. Well, like I don't want you to have multiple.
My hand could be force land ley line, and that's it, just a 4 land. And you could let me mulligan up to 6, and I'm keeping that hand.
All right. So let's see if David keeps his 6-card hand now. All right, he says okay. Ley line. All right, so this is a hand we were talking about, a real sketch
Yeah.
hand with double ley line. Now I remember what you were saying. If he hits 3 ley lines, it's game.
Yeah, if he had 3 ley lines, it's actually game over. Unless he boarded in the Dark Confidence
Yeah.
and he tries to go aggro.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was gonna say. You know, Dark Confident could
The problem
bring
with Dark Confidence is I don't know if he can race. Like, I don't know if Dark Confidence can actually deal 20 damage on their own before McDarby
does
goes
a show
off.
tell or something or a
Yeah.
sneak attack. All right, so there's a preordain. Now,
They give upwards to 8 turns by
Yeah.
the time you get 2.
oh, so Richard actually had a duress in his hand, which is going to be
Yep, just dead.
pretty useless. So not even like a chrome box to throw that duress under. All right, and
Is
he'll
Chain
pass the
just
turn.
better than Echoing Truth?
Well,
Or
Chain,
I guess he just doesn't play against Leyline that often.
yeah, it's like Echoing Truth would be way better here,
Yeah,
but possibly because of 2 mana compared to 1 mana might be
big stretch. Yeah, especially in this format.
Yeah, so but I like Echoing Truth a lot. That was the first time like Radiance, or not Radiance. Radiance was all colors. They have
Yeah,
so many
Radiance was all
keywords. Yeah,
colors.
yeah. All right, so there's a ponder from Richard. So it
I
looks
don't
like
even think McDarby's hand's that sketch.
no. All right. Well, I
You
mean,
can't go up with double Leyline's insane.
double ley line is good. All right, so he draws an Emrakul.
Does he have the show? Can we end it now?
So Richard, it's kind of weird that Richard kept with ponder, but didn't make a second land drop.
Yeah.
It's Richard might just be setting up something though. All right, David's probably gonna go fetch up a volcanic island.
I don't really know if having too many lands is that important.
Oh no, I mean it's in a combo on combo matchup, it's really not.
No.
Yeah. I mean, sure, sometimes it is, but it just depends on how strong your hand actually is. All right, so McDarby plays a ponder. He sees another ley line, an Emrakul, and a polluted delta. I mean, if he wants a delta, that's fine, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't want a second Emrakul or
No.
a third ley line.
No.
Which,
Yeah, he has like
yeah,
very few ways to actually hardcast. He needs 2 Lotus Petals.
yeah, he needs to go Lotus Petal to cast ley line. I mean, it's possible.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's done it before.
Yeah, I'd take the under.
Yeah, you don't think he did?
No.
All right, maybe if he wins, we could ask him.
Yeah.
We'll interview him and be like, hey, did you ever actually just hardcast one of the Leyline of Sanctity? Leyline's a great improvement from Irie Mask, which saw a lot of play back in the day. Irie Mask pretty much the same as that card, but you didn't have the free ability. So David draws a Force of Will.
Oh, this just looks so bad for Richard.
There's an Ancient Tomb.
I mean, Richard's actually just drawing dead.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Oh,
say
he
that.
has 1 Chain Main, so he does have 3 Chain of Vapors. He
All
gets
right,
all 3.
so there's a Chain of Vapor. Is he maybe trying to go off right now?
No, he's just doing it. See, because Darby can't recast them.
Yeah, sure, so
He can
he
just
just
use
wants to
them
do
as
it now?
weapons. Yeah. And he does
he
have
has
another
another chain
chain
in hand. So there's a Lotus Petal. He's sacking the Lotus Petal.
Yeah, he's
there's
going
a
for it.
chain. I think
This one
McDarby's
you
gonna.
should
Yeah, I
force.
think he has to force it. I think he has to protect that that ley line. I think McDarby knows he has to protect the ley line as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so unlikely for Richard to have his third chain.
Because now, I mean, if you lose that ley line,
Yeah,
then
all his
the
discard.
Yeah, then that just rips apart your force of will.
Exactly.
So
anyway.
you have to protect it.
Yeah. So protecting this is like eliminating like 8 spells in his deck.
9.
9? All right, 9 spells.
tendrils.
Yeah, sure. Well, 8 discard, or whatever the case is, 6 to 8 discard. All right, so there's a Force of Will on that Chain of Vapor, and Richard passes. Oh wow!
There's
Intuition.
all right. Next turn.
Yep. All right, so he's just gonna go Intuition for show and tells, and he's just show and tell Emrakul into play.
Yeah, everyone at home, let's just start the chant. Emrakul. Emrakul. Not gonna catch on?
I don't know. I think
No.
I think what we did before was a bit better.
I don't remember what we did before.
What was the question?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now, do you remember?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good. All right. So yeah, I think that's the Davis line of play.
Yeah. That's greedy.
He's gonna brainstorm. Okay.
There's show and tell, but no blue source.
Yeah, that's kind of see a show and tell,
Misdirection.
misdirection. So I mean, now he just has a show and tell. So yeah, I mean, what can he really do?
Right now, he just has to wait till next turn. He has a show and tell, but he still has to wait.
Yeah, so it's gonna be the following turn is gonna be a show and tell, and Richard's gonna have maybe, one turn or so to try to pull off a miracle here.
Yeah.
Miracle and magic, at least. Or a game that's very unlikely that he's going to win. Alright, so David passes the turn. Richard draws. I see a Dark Ritual. I don't see another Chain of Vapor. Alright, so
just
Richard
passes
passes. And yeah, Richard's going to be forced to try to go off next turn.
Yeah.
Alright. There is the show and tell.
Flying spaghetti monster. Flying spaghetti monster.
Show and tell. He's going to resolve, and there's an Emrakul.
Yeah.
And Richard puts nothing into play.
And
Alright, so he draws a Polluted Delta. So if he has enough rituals
to actually cast ad
ad
nauseam.
nauseum and try to find a Chain of Vapor and have enough Lotus Petals to produce more mana.
And he still technically has one. Yeah, he has one more turn because he's gonna get hit down to 14, sacrifice a land.
Well, I mean, if he's going down to 4 life,
He can't add ad
yeah,
nauseum.
he's gonna feel like the luckiest ad nauseum in the world. Yeah. So, and I mean, David's just gonna Intuition for force.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. And yeah, that's
The ball game.
yeah. All right. So Richard gives a thumbs up. Richard held that Polluted Delta just because he doesn't want to have to sacrifice the.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. All right. It's got to be a nice feeling to turn your Emrakul sideways. And yep, he pretty much stone rains that Underground Sea. so a $15 card takes out a $1,300 card.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah. I'm not even sure if Emrakul's $15. It's probably in that range.
10-ish.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see Richard ever fighting through the. All right, so he plays a Delta. Sacrifices the
3.
Delta. Yeah, he's on 3. It'd be like the sickest. Like if he needs to add nauseam and somehow resolves, it'd be like the sickest. He gets it like pedal.
This would be unreal.
Yeah, he's just drawing dead right here. There's a Dark Ritual.
Yeah, that's 3 manas.
I think David should just force it.
Just forcing
Yeah.
it. Game over.
That seems fine. Alright, Lotus Petal. Does Richard have anything else?
I don't think so.
Sacrifices it. Dark Ritual. Cabal Ritual.
Alright. We're up to 6.
Alright. No, he should be at 5.
Oh, yeah, that's.
Yep. Correct?
No, it costs 2 and it
The
adds
2
5.
is 5. Yeah, sure, okay.
So 1 mana floating.
Yeah, ad nauseum.
Lineside diamond, lineside diamond, lineside diamond, lineside diamond. He's got
All
him
right, so he's on 2.
dead.
He's on 1. Yeah, he's dead because he needed to hit Chain of Vapor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he wants to see how long you go.
Keep
for.
going.
All right.
Keep going.
All right, awesome. So David McDarby, congratulations. He's on to the top 4 now with his Sneak and Show deck.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a tough matchup, but we saw how powerful one card was, Leyline of Sanctity. And you know
Very
what?
true.
Richard actually might have been able to win that match if those Chain of Vapors were Echoing Truth.
Very true.
Maybe this is something for him to think about in the future.
If Leyline